Hey, good Wednesday afternoon, and welcome to another edition of the Health Hour with Mike Sasser. I am Mike Sasser, your host, and coming to you live from Conroe, downtown Conroe, right here on Lone Star Community Radio. Your community source for all kind of information, and what we like to talk about is health news that you can use. So, hey, welcome to the Health Hour. All right, we're on every Wednesday at 1 o'clock p.m. till 2, 1 hour show, live show, and so thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in, have some friends that maybe want to listen to the Health Hour, find out what's going on. Hey, hit them up on Facebook, let them know. Tune in. We are on the internet right now, and soon we'll be on FM. Your FM dial, 104.5 or 106.1. So that's exciting news. You'll be able to listen to us in your car, in your boat, wherever, on your FM dial. So that is a good thing, very good thing. So how do you get in touch with me if you would like to send me a question or comment or find out how to be a part of the show? Perhaps, if you work in the nutrition industry or physical fitness or wellness type industry, maybe you want to be a guest on the Health Hour. Well, guess what? I'm always looking for guests and people in the area that can share information to help others with regard to just overall health and well-being. So how do you do that? Well, you go to my website, MikeSasser.com. Okay, that's www.MikeSasser.com. MikeSasser.com. And I have a Contact Mike page on there. You click on that link and you can find me on Facebook. You can also find me on Twitter. All those links are right there, as well as you can email me direct off of that page. And hey, it comes right to my computer, it comes right to my phone. The internet, isn't it a wonderful, wonderful thing? It's everywhere. We're coming to you live here from Montgomery County and Texas, but guess what? Being internet, there may be people listening over there in Louisiana or who knows, up in Canada. It's just anywhere the internet is at, you can listen to it. So again, contact me, let me know what's going on, and if you want to be a sponsor of the show, let me know. We can hook you up with that as well. Get your shout outs on the air and let people know what's going on and cool things, man. It's a good deal. So what do I have lined up for you today on the Health Hour? Well, first and foremost, I would like to talk about Happy Plate. And you may say, well, okay, Happy Plate. What is Happy Plate? Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what Happy Plate is. It's actually a chapter out of my book. I authored a book about a year ago about weight loss, and it was simple, inexpensive, and painless weight loss. That's the name of the book, and that is kind of what it is. And you say, no way. You have to exercise in gyms. You have to eat special kind of foods and all that kind of stuff. Well, I figured out a way to do it, and it's simple foods out of the grocery store, simple activities versus exercising in gyms and things like that, and then also just basically inexpensive foods. You don't have to be all organic and everything, but I'm going to share with you one of the chapters out of that book, and it's called Happy Plate. So stay tuned for that, all right? And I think that's pretty interesting as well. The other thing I want to talk about today, and we all at some point in time, including myself, we're going to eat fast food. It's convenient. It's there. It tastes good. They make it taste good, so it makes you want to come back to it. So I am going to share with you some fast food restaurants here locally in the area that their menu items are actually loaded with sugar. Now, we know that they have a lot of sodium in fast foods. We know that there's a lot of fat and things like that in fast foods. But you know what? I did not realize that there's quite a bit of sugar in some of these menu items at our local fast food places. So I'm going to let you know about that. And then we'll talk about the weekly feature here, which is restaurant reports. And what is restaurant reports? Well, I get the actual inspection reports from the Montgomery County health inspectors. They go out and they inspect all the restaurants here in Montgomery County, as well as schools and hospitals, everything out there. Imagine all the places that serve food. They're looking out for our health, our well-being when we're dining in these areas. Make sure everything's on the up and up. And I get these reports. I'm going to share with you the restaurants in the area that have done 100% gold star, good job, no issues whatsoever. And then I'm going to share with you some that maybe didn't quite hit the mark. And I know they're working on those things and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to let you know what restaurants out there did not score so well. And these, by the way, they're current. I get these every Friday afternoon. So I'll be actually sharing with you restaurant reports from last week where the inspectors were out there inspecting the restaurants. Okay. And then we're going to wrap up the show with the weekly grocery ads. And each week I pick a different grocer here. It may be a local grocer. It may be a chain grocer, one of the big guys out there. But I pick up their sales ad. Their ad comes out every Wednesday. And usually it's good from Wednesday to next Tuesday. Then they start out with a whole new weekly ad. So I pick it up and I look through the ads and I try to find what may be healthy for you and your family that's on sale. I don't particularly go into the sales price and all that type of stuff, but maybe just pick out a few items that they have listed that are on sale for the following week. Well, you might be making your grocery ad, your grocery list, and add it to your list. Check it out. Put it into your weekly meal plan. So anyway, that's what I have coming up for you today on the Health Hour. Again, one more time, if you want to contact me, let me know what you think. Any questions, comments? MikeSasser.com is the way to get in touch with me. It's direct, comes right to my phone, sitting right here on the table, looking at it. So feel free to hit me up. You can go there, Facebook, email, Twitter, it's all there, and easy way to get in contact with me. So, okay, all right. So, happy plate. What am I talking about when I say happy plate? Well, I have to go back to my childhood days, and I'm not going to take you all back when I was well, I was 3 years old, and I was playing under the tree with my dog named Sport. And no, we're not going to go back that far, okay? But when I was growing up, and by the way, I grew up in Louisiana, and Louisiana is a wonderful place, but there's everybody knows Louisiana for their food, their culture, and their food, and that's how I grew up. My mom. God bless her. She cooked practically every meal, and there was four of us. It was my mom, dad, and my sister, and myself. So we had a family of four. But I tell you, she would cook enough food that could feed an army. And a lot of the food, it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good. It was but it was a lot. It was a lot of it, and it was things like rice, and it seemed like we had rice and gravy every meal. We had bread. Louisiana, French bread, all that good stuff that maybe isn't so good for you, okay? But anyway, we had all these big meal plans and everything. Everybody would sit around at the table and stuff. And so we would eat, and same thing, social sitting, that type of stuff, talk about things, whatnot. But my mom would always say, "Okay, guess what? You have to clean your plate in order for your plate to be happy. Hence, happy plate." So, not blaming mom for any kind of problems or my being overweight pretty much most of my life. Certainly not putting blame on my mom, but that stuck out to me. And as I began to write this book, I thought, what we're really talking about here is portion control. And so I went back and I said, happy plate. And again, not blaming my mom, but to this day, if something is on my plate, I feel like I have to eat it. And the problem with that nowadays is, when you go out in restaurants, especially restaurants, the restaurant portions are huge nowadays. They are. We're not talking about plates anymore. We're talking about platters, basically. So how do you manage portion control? That's what I'm getting at here. Happy plate is it's about, okay, well, I have to eat everything on my plate. All right, okay. You don't have to eat everything on your plate, number one. I have come to grips with that. I've learned that. Thank you, Mom, for, sharing that and creating wonderful childhood memories and everything. But I have learned that you do not have to eat everything on your plate in order to have a happy plate. So let me share with you just a few tips here out of the book. There, it's all found in the book that you can do to help you with portion control. And first and foremost, and I know that it's difficult nowadays. Everybody's busy, but the very first thing you can do is, guess what? Cook a little bit more at home. Prepare your meals at home, and that way, number one, you're controlling your portion sizes. You're controlling what's going into your meal. Number one, when I'm talking about nutrition wise and things like that, and that's a whole nother story right there, whole nother chapter, if you will. But if you can spend a little bit of time, you may have to set aside some time on a weekend or whatever. But if you can cook at home and prepare your meals at home, then certainly you can exercise portion control. All right. Leftovers, if you don't have a problem with leftovers, then you can maybe cook the little, the bigger portions, if you will, but just separate them out. A lot of things can be frozen. We have fall coming up. I love to cook gumbo. I love to cook chili, things like that. The only way I know how to do it is cook it in a big pot. That's my recipe. A big pot of chili, a big pot of gumbo. But I break it down. I can freeze it. I can put it in small, Ziploc freezer bags and freeze it for another time. Thus having portion control. Okay, so another thing you can do, and this seems kind of strange, but it's out there in a lot of other different studies and books and things like that. But smaller plates. I mean, just kind of common sense, if you will. I mean, if you're eating off of a big giant plate and you feel like you have to fill that plate up with food, just go to a little bit smaller plate. And, it's going to give you that sense of, well, I finished everything on my plate. I have a happy plate. It's just a smaller plate. Thus, you've had a smaller portion of food. Okay. The other thing that you can do is slow down eating. Slow down when you're eating, I should say. Again, for us, fast lane, it's difficult. We practically wolf down our food. I mean, it's more about eating and getting on with whatever, especially if you're at work. The type of work you're doing may also that depend on that as well. But slow down eating. And one technique you can do there is take a bite, take 2 bites, and sit down your silverware. Sit down your fork. Sit down your spoon. Give yourself a little bit of time to chew. Give yourself a little bit of time to eat, to enjoy the food. Okay, that's another way to do it as well. All right, let's go to the restaurants now. If you're out in the restaurants and you're eating at a restaurant and they bring you a huge meal, big platter, lots of food, first thing you can do is ask your server for a to-go box. And just right then and there, before you ever even start eating, go ahead and half it. Or some of them are so big, even third it. Okay? Guess what? You're now controlling your portion control for that right there. Okay? You're stretching your food dollar. Now that $12, $15, or $8, whatever, however much that meal costs, now you're stretching your food dollars because you're making it 2 meals, possibly 3 meals. I've done this before. I'm talking about personal experience here. Okay, and believe me, you can do it. You can do it. You can eat smaller portions and eat more slowly. Use smaller plates. And there's lots of ways that you can cut the portion control, which you're going to be cutting calories. You're going to be cutting sodium intake. You're going to be cutting sugar intake. And you're just going to be a lot better. So, all right. Hey, we're going to take a first break, pay some bills around here. When we come back, we're going to be talking about fast food loaded with sugar. So come on back to the Health Hour.
How are you feeling? Does the world have you down? Are you unemployed or unhappy in your current job but not confident about your chances to make things better? Do you want to improve the overall quality of your life? Tune in to Your Career, hosted by author Todd Bermont this Friday, September 16th at 2 o'clock. This week, Todd will discuss how to build your confidence, maintain a positive outlook, and position yourself for success. Tune in this Friday, 2 o'clock on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, irlonestar.com.
Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization featuring a 10,000 square foot building located at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas. At Heaven's Army, we offer over 26 different services free for all ages, from karate, dance, drug and alcohol classes, anger management, parenting, food and clothing pantries, to just name a few. We are supported solely by volunteers and private donations. Our main mission is to glorify God in all that we do. At Heaven's Army, we strive to be a hand up, not a handout. Come check us out at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas, or call for more information at 281-689-5864. You may also learn more about Heaven's Army by visiting our website at heavensarmyofresources.com.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids removed from their home because of abuse and neglect. And we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
Hey, welcome back to the Health Hour. I'm Mike Sasser, your host of the weekly show every Wednesday at 1 p.m. right here on Lone Star Community Radio. Internet-based radio, but guess what? Soon to be FM. Yes, you'll be listening to it in your car, on your FM dial at 104.5 or 106.1. Coming soon. So let all your friends, all your neighbors, all your family know that you'll be able to listen to the Health Hour on your FM radio. How cool is that? Okay. What is a Health Hour? It's a community radio local show here. I try to share information about, or I do share information about trying to keep your family healthy, safe, just overall well-being and living life to its fullest. Okay. It's an hour of health news you can use. How do you get in touch with me with questions and comments? Go to my website, MikeSasser.com. That's www.MikeSasser.com. And hit me up. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. You can email me and just get in touch with me, okay? So, all right. I have, I'm always talking about nutrition and the intake that, we are, simply put, we're eating way too much salt, okay? Sodium is in our diet, and that is that I believe is contributing to many of the health issues that we're experiencing here in America. Everything from hypertension, high blood pressure, heart disease, and other other elements like that. So that is coming from the sodium. But the other culprit, and you're seeing this more and more out there in all type of literature, TV shows, studies, and everything else. The big enemy, if you will, that we all love, by the way, is sugar. Sugar is being pumped into our food, fructose and everything else out there. It's just processed foods. It's full of sugar. So I'm always looking out for foods that are high in sugar that I can pass along to you. And just so you know, Americans are consuming about 30% more sugar every day. 30% more sugar every day than we did just 3 decades ago. All right. So you may ask, well, what is the recommended amount of sugar? How much should I be eating? According to the World Health Organization, On a daily basis, we should be having 6 teaspoons or 25 grams of sugar per day. That's acceptable. That's recommended, acceptable practice. If you have a little less than that, that's okay. That's okay. But basically, that 25 grams. Well, how do you find out? Well, am I having 25 grams of sugar? How do I know? How do I know? Well, the answer to that is start reading nutrition labels. The information is there. It could be a little bit misleading. Okay, you have to kind of plug into looking at how many servings per container, okay? And then you look at, let's say a container has 2 servings and it has 25 grams of sugar in it. Well, then if you're gonna eat or drink or consume that entire container or product, you have to multiply that 25 grams by 2. Because you're taking in two servings, okay. So now you're looking at 50 grams of sugar. You're halfway there, okay. So you get the idea, you get the picture of roughly how much is recommended. Now I want to share with you what some of the and again, I'm talking about fast food today. I know it's a health hour. I know that, but I have to admit, just this past week, I have somewhat fallen off the wagon, and I have been eating in the restaurants. I have been picking up some fast food here and there. So the reality is, sooner or later, we all eat fast food at some point in time. So how do you find the sugar content in fast foods? Well, number one, a lot of the chain restaurants, they will have these. They'll have the nutrition information posted. It'll be online. Again, the internet's a beautiful thing. You can go, let's say you're going to eat pizza tonight, then Google whatever, Pizza Hut nutrition values, and boom, it'll pop up, and you can see, it's usually by menu item, and you can see what nutrition values that are there as far as how much sodium, how much sugar, how many calories, how much fat. It's all there, and that's out there for a lot of different restaurants out there, fast food places. Okay. So again, these are comparisons that I found on the internet. Okay. Kind of checked out the internet, researched a little bit. Comparisons that I found on the internet where you would think like, wow, this is kind of healthy. Okay. I think it's kind of healthy. But when you compare it to something else, it's not so healthy when it comes to how much sugar is in it. All right, so let me start out with smoothies. Okay, smoothies is kind of everybody's like, oh, health kick, smoothies. I'm gonna go have a smoothie today, and maybe cut one of my meals out. All right, that's number one. That's not a real good idea. You should, in my opinion, not continually, but 5 times a day, breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, mid-afternoon snack, and early dinner, light dinner. 5 times a day you should be eating. But anyway, so let's say you go out and get a smoothie, and in this survey, in this comparison, they have a 16-ounce Jamba Juice Orange Dream Machine smoothie. Now, I'm not so sure if that's supposed to be a health drink or not. Okay, but they compared it to a 16-ounce Starbucks non-fat white chocolate mocha with no whipped cream, by the way. So if you were to have to guess which one of those had the most sugar, would you think, the coffee with, or would you go for the smoothie? Well, if you went for the smoothie, you would be correct. Okay, the Jamba Juice smoothie, this is the Orange Dream Machine smoothie, has a total of 71 grams of sugar in it. That is over the daily recommended amount by 284%. So think about it. If you have one of these Jamba Juice smoothies, 71 grams, you have almost 3 days worth of sugar in that one smoothie. Imagine that for just a second. If you don't put anything else in your mouth the rest of the day, nothing else, you have that one smoothie, you have 3 days of sugar that you've just taken in. And guess what your body's going to do with it? I mean, it's going to use the sugar that it needs, roughly 25 grams or so, for calories and energy, converting to energy. But what it does not use, it stores. And what does it store it in? Fat cells. So can you see where all of this sugar is going? Can you see how obesity is becoming a major issue in America? That is what's happening. By the way, if you're a Starbucks fan, the Starbucks mocha comes in at 58 grams of sugar. Okay, think about it now. Non-fat, white chocolate mocha with no whipped cream, still 58 grams of sugar. That is 2 days worth of sugar. Okay, again, 232% of the recommended daily intake, according to the World Health Organization. Folks, that is what the problem is. The sugar is hidden in everything out there. If you don't read the labels, you don't look up the nutrition values, you don't pay attention to any of this. You what I call blindly eat, if you will. Unless you're just really working out or you have a super high metabolism, guess what? You're going to pack on pounds. It's going to accumulate. Your body's going to store it in the form of fat, and that is what is happening to many people in America. Last time I looked, obesity rate was 66%. Roughly 79 million people are considered obese in the United States. Okay. All right. So, here's another one. Okay. Now, again, I'm talking about fast food places. All right. Which one has more sugar? Five Guys, they have these places are all around. Great French fries. Okay. I give them that. A Five Guys single cheeseburger, or get this, a McDonald's artisan grilled chicken sandwich. Which one of those sounds the healthiest as far as sugar content? You think, well, cheeseburger, okay, well, it's going to have a lot of fat, going to have a lot of calories and all that kind of stuff. Must not have much sugar at all, right? So again, it's got to be the McDonald's artisan grilled chicken sandwich. And if that's the one that you picked, guess what? You're right. That sandwich, okay, has 11 grams of sugar. Now that's not too bad. That's, that's not. You're about half of a daily recommended allowance of 25 grams. But again, that's just, let's say, one meal that you're having. Okay, percentage of recommended intake, 44%. The Five Guys single cheeseburger. Okay, Five Guys single cheeseburger has a total of 8.5 grams in it, which comes in less than the grilled chicken. Or artisan grilled chicken sandwich. Again, I'm looking at the sugar. I'm not looking at the fat content. I'm not looking at the calorie content or anything like that. Just it surprised me as to how much sugar they can get in some of these fast foods. Okay. All right. Got one more, then we're going to take a break. Okay. Here is Panera. Fuji apple chicken salad. Okay, talking about a salad here. All right, versus the Arby's Hawaiian fish deluxe sandwich. Now, which one do you think has the most? You think, salads are pretty. Salads are healthy. It must be. It must be the fish sandwich, the Hawaiian fish sandwich, right? Not so. The Panera Fuji apple chicken salad has a total of 20 grams of sugar in it. Okay, so that one salad and you're almost at your daily recommended allowance. Again, if you eat nothing else for the day, you're almost at your daily recommended allowance. So, by the way, the Arby's Hawaiian Fish Deluxe Sandwich comes in at 19 grams. Still pretty high for one sitting, one meal. You're getting a day's worth of sugar, basically. So let's say you do have breakfast, you do have dinner, you have dessert, you have a couple of sodas during that day. Can you see how you're automatically taking in 2, 3, 4 times the amount of sugar that you need on a daily basis? All your body knows to do is to store it. It's going to stack up in the form of fat. So, all right, I'm gonna come back with a couple more, and we'll take a break, pay some bills, and so hey, come on back to the Health Hour.
Our community's animal shelters cannot absorb accidental litters of kittens and puppies. Approximately 80% of the animals entering our shelters will not make it out alive. Please help be a part of the solution. please spay and neuter your pets. Many low-cost options are available. Visit texaslittercontrol.org to learn more. That's texaslittercontrol.org. And remember, real Texans don't litter. Please spay and neuter your pets.
Listen in on Mondays at noon to hear the East Montgomery County news. News from our Precinct 4 Commissioner Jim Clark, Precinct 4 Constable Rowdy Hayden, our local nonprofits, school districts, and events that matter to you, residents of Porter, New Caney, and Splendora. With your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information, check us out online at facebook.com/EMC News.
SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County is a 501c3 all-volunteer-based rescue and adoption organization with a no-kill policy for healthy and adoptable animals. Our goals are fourfold: to rescue and rehabilitate homeless animals, to provide a safe haven for the animals until a suitable adoption or foster care home is found or until they are reunited with their owner, to educate the public about the great need to reduce pet population, which includes the importance of having their pets spayed and neutered, and to further the cause for humane and responsible pet ownership, and to provide a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for people who are unable to afford to spay or neuter their pets otherwise. SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County encourages you to think adoption first. You can contact us at www.spcaofmc.com.
Hello, Montgomery County. I'm Rachel Baldwin with Special Olympics Texas, Area 6. Are you a fan of courage? Are you a fan of determination? Are you a fan of acceptance, grace, and skill? Then you're already a fan of Special Olympics. Make it official. Volunteer, coach, and or compete and be a fan of dignity and acceptance. The dedication of our Special Olympics Texas volunteers provides mainstreaming experiences for athletes with intellectual disabilities. You will touch the heart of another person, and it will move you in a meaningful way that lifts the spirit. Please visit the Heart of East Texas Area 6 webpage at www.sotx.org. Also, like us on Facebook to be a fan and be part of Special Olympics Texas.
Hey, good Wednesday afternoon. I'm Mike Sasser. I'm host of the Health Hour, and you are listening to the Health Hour right here on Lone Star Community Radio. Coming to you live from downtown Conroe. Nice day out there, by the way. I think it's still pretty warm out there. By the way, health alert. If you're working out in the heat, I know it's humid, then be sure to hydrate, drink plenty of water, take some cool down breaks if you can, and look out for your coworkers out there. Look out for signs of any dehydration, anything like that, and stay safe. Stay safe while you're on the job if you're out there working. I know a lot of construction workers out there, highway and things like that. So look out for the folks around you, and keep the water flowing. Keep hydrating. And make sure you make it home safely today. The Health Hour. Again, every Wednesday, 1 p.m. till 2 p.m., 1 hour show. We are live. And soon to come, we'll be on FM right here on Lone Star Community Radio, FM 104.5 or 106.1. You'll be able to check us out on your FM dial, no matter where it's at, your boat, your radio, your car, your motorcycle, wherever you're at. All right. If you have a question for me, again, go to my website, mikesasser.com. Click on Contact Mike, and you'll find me on Facebook, email, and Twitter. That's right, I tweet occasionally. Not too often, but it will come to my phone here, and we'll get to your questions and comments. All right. What we're talking about today is sugar found in some of the fast food restaurants. And yes, I'm talking about fast food on the Health Hour because, I mean, just, we do eat fast food sometimes. You might have one of the, again, I wrote a book on weight loss. I wrote a book on nutrition I still will go and have some fast food every now and then. So what's the difference, though? I am aware of what I'm eating. I'm aware of the amount of sodium. I'm aware of the amount of sugar that is in it. And it's a choice. It's a choice. But I know that I can, the next day, couple days, compensate, go back to eating some good, clean foods, and everything will be okay. Life will be okay. So anyway, these are comparisons that I found on the internet that you look at them and you think, well, okay, one sounds like it's going to have a whole lot of sugar and be unhealthy, and the other one sounds, it's probably not going to be so bad. So anyway, the last one that I have here is Wendy's apple pecan salad. All right, again, let's say you're going to a fast food place and you're thinking, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to order a salad. I mean, that's how they market it to us, right? That's how they advertise it on TV. They say, well, if you don't want a cheeseburger, you don't want a chicken sandwich. Well, we have salads. Order a salad. So you think you're doing the right thing, okay? So this is between a Wendy's apple pecan salad and Taco Bell extra large grilled stuffed burrito. All right. Now, again, I'm not talking about fat content. I'm not talking about calorie content. All right. I'm strictly talking about the amount of sugar that is in these foods. And by the way, just to recap, the amount of sugar that is recommended by the World Health Organization on a daily basis, your daily intake, if you will, is about 25 grams of sugar per day. If you go over that, let's say your body doesn't burn it, it's going to store it. It's going to store it in the form of fat, and that, in my opinion, is what is the main the cause of obesity in America, is the amount of sugar that we're eating in our diets. So, all right. Guess what? If you picked Wendy's apple pecan chicken salad to have more grams of sugar than a stuffed burrito from Taco Bell, you would be correct. The total grams of sugar in this apple pecan chicken salad at Wendy's is 40 grams of sugar. That's 160% of your daily recommended allowance, okay, or intake, recommended intake, I should say. So again, you're consuming nearly 2 days worth of sugar, and you're eating here's the dilemma: is you're eating a salad and you're thinking that you're doing good. You think that you're kind of staying on track with your your diet or your weight. If you're on a weight loss journey, I'm going to eat salads. I'm busy today. I'm in a hurry. I have to grab something from the fast food place. I'm going to grab a salad. Well, not all of these salads are healthy for you, okay? And again, how can you find out? How do you find this information? The internet's the best place. You can go to a lot of these big restaurant chains, and they will have their nutrition values. They will have all this on their websites, where you can look at it and make more healthy choices, more wiser decisions, if you will, while you're out there in the fast food world. By the way, if you're a Taco Bell fan and you like the grilled stuffed burrito, by the way, extra large grilled stuffed burrito, believe it or not, this thing only has 6 grams of fat in it. Now, I'm sorry, 6 grams of sugar in it. I don't have the amount of fat in there, but I would say that it's probably loaded with fat and calories as well. I'm thinking that's a pretty big burrito there. So anyway, what I would like to do is, give you I went through and I looked through some different local restaurants here, And I found an actual healthy choice. Okay, this is the Olive Garden. Excuse me. And the Olive Garden has, they have a menu under 500 calories. I ate at the Olive Garden not long ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And again, I try to find things that are healthy on the menu. All right. And they have a 500 calorie menu, if you will, healthy choice type menu. And what I found on there was basically the herb grilled salmon. All right, it's a good choice. It comes in at 480 calories, only 5 grams of saturated fat. And when you're in the restaurants, look for sodium. Well, if you're in the grocery store, read the labels, look at the nutrition, look at the sodium, and look at the sugar amounts. If you just look at that, honestly, you don't have to worry so much about counting calories. You can just look at that right there, and it's going to, it's going to determine if it's healthy for you or not. But anyway, this herb grilled salmon, and by the way, that's what I had. It was delicious. It came with some broccoli on the side, steamed broccoli on the side. It came in at 360 milligrams of sodium. Okay, so not so bad. The recommended intake for sodium, I know, again, I said this was another chapter, but while we're talking about it, recommended intake for sodium is about 1,500 milligrams per day. A high tolerable level is about 2,300 milligrams per day. So you see that this is fairly low in the sodium range, okay? And the health part comes in here with, again, it's a fish, so you're getting 56 grams of protein. So this is a healthy choice. It's a healthy choice out there in the restaurant that you can make. And one more time, where can you find this information? You can find it on the internet. Go to, let's say you're going to dine out tonight. You and your family, you and your significant other, you're going to dine out tonight. And let's say where we're going to go to Chili's. Okay, let me just throw a name out there. Chili's. Okay, going to go to Chili's and have dinner tonight. Well, before you go, get on your smartphone. I mean, you can find all the stuff on your smartphone, on your iPad, whatever, your computer. Go online, look up Chili's. Just Google Chili's nutritional menu or nutritional value, and it's going to pop up. And many of these major chains have all of the information out there on their nutrition as far as sodium and sugar, fat, calories. It's all out there. This information is there. You can use all of this information to make healthier choices in dining out. When you're in the grocery store and you're buying food, read the nutrition labels, and you can make healthier choices when you're preparing foods at home. So, hey, we're going to take another break, and again, I like to pay some bills around here, keep the lights turned on. Got to pay for some FM equipment coming up, so stay tuned for the last part of the Health Hour today.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. Through our Operation School Bell program, we have provided new clothes to over 50,000 students in our county. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe, or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Our community's animal shelters cannot absorb accidental litters of kittens and puppies. Approximately 80% of the animals entering our shelters will not make it out alive. Please help be a part of the solution. Please spay and neuter your pets. Many low-cost options are available. Visit texaslittercontrol.org to learn more. That's texaslittercontrol.org. And remember, real Texans don't litter. Please spay and neuter your pets.
Hi, this is BJ Orner from Montgomery County Performing Arts Society. I'm here to remind you to get your tickets now for all the upcoming events that McPass has to offer. All shows will be held at the beautiful Crichton Theater in downtown Conroe. Call 936-441-7469 for your tickets today, or go to our website,
www.macpass.org for more information. Hope to see you at the show.
Hey, welcome back to the Health Hour. I'm Mike Sasser, host of the Health Hour. It's a weekly show every Wednesday at 1 p.m. right here on Lone Star Community Radio. Your chances are you're listening to us on the internet today. That's where we're at. But we're coming on FM not long from now, FM 104.5 or FM 106.1. Be able to check us out on the FM dial. And hey, by the way, if you're just tuning in, you missed the first half of the show. Guess you can listen to it on podcasts. Go to irlongstar.com. That's www.irlongstar.com, and look under archives, and you can find the podcast of the Health Hour, as well as many other great shows that are heard here on Lone Star Community Radio. On my website, again, if you want to contact me, let me know what's going on, what you think about the show, maybe some comments, questions. Come to my website, mikesasser.com, and hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. You can email me on my website as well. It has a direct email page there. Comes straight to my phone. And I also have a link to the podcast on my website as well. So many ways to listen to the Health Hour. Hey, the best way is, I think, is Wednesdays, live every Wednesday, 1 p.m. So hour of health news that you can use. So we've talked about a lot of great things today. Matter of fact, we talked about Happy Plate and portion control. We talked about sugar that's found in some of the local restaurant foods, and for that matter, fast foods. We are going to eat fast food sometimes, so I thought that might be important to share with you. Sugar is a main contributor to obesity in America, and it's important to know how much sugar are in the foods that you eat. We talked about all of that, and hey, it's time now for Restaurant Reports. And what is Restaurant Reports? Well, it's a weekly feature because I get the reports from the inspectors each week, and the Montgomery County inspectors. They go out and inspect all the restaurants. They inspect the schools, just about anywhere that there's food preparation. They're out there inspecting them for cleanliness and making sure that they're on the up and up. So it's for our health, our benefit while we're eating at these establishments out there. So I always like to start with a positive. And what does that mean? That means that there were some reports last week where there was absolutely no issues while the inspector was out there. And so basically, I'm giving these restaurants a pat on the back. I'm giving them, a kudos here on the air. By the way, on the air. Okay, so kind of like a plug, but I'm giving them a pat on the back for doing a great job out there. So all right, and okay, listen to this one closely now because I have to be careful how I say this. But and again, 100% no issues whatsoever. Gold star last week, Kickin' Ash Barbecue in Montgomery. That's Kicking Ash Barbecue in Montgomery. Zero issues on their inspection report. 100%. So good job to those guys out there. Another one that scored 100%, and I frequent this place quite a bit when I'm on the road traveling. It's known for freshness. Yes, I'm talking about Subway. Subway in Conroe, right here on North Fraser, they scored 100%. Okay. They have a lot of great sandwiches there, a lot of them low calorie. Sodium, you might want to watch out for sodium on some of their sandwiches. But again, pat on the back for Subway right here on North Fraser in Conroe for scoring 100%. No issues whatsoever on their inspection report, health inspection report. Another one is Chick-fil-A. And that's the one in the Woodlands on Lake Woodlands Drive. All right. No issues whatsoever. Inspector, clean bill of health. So if you're a Chick-fil-A fan and you're in the Woodlands, you know that Lake Woodlands Drive location is on the up and up and looking out for your health and safety when it comes to food preparation and providing meals to you there. So good job to those guys. Hands down. think about everything that goes through a restaurant, customers and everything else, and they did a good job. Okay, now the not so good. I'm not beating these restaurants up or anything. This is just what was on the inspection report. I am simply, passing this information along to you. And the first one on the report is the Do-Si-Do on 1488. They have, it's known for their sound stage and music and everything, but they also are a food venue. They serve food. So they had an inspection report of 84%. One of the main things that was docked or mentioned on the report was the soda machine and the gun needed to be cleaned due to buildup. Sometimes it's slime or whatnot, but something that they need to take care of. It was important, and it was on the inspection report. There were several other things too, and it's a lot. It's a lot of things these restaurants have to keep up with in order to keep us healthy while we dine there. Another one, China Bridge on Research Forest there in the Woodlands, scored 86%. Now this one was this is pretty straightforward here. It said they needed to clean the mold on the side of the walk-in cooler. Well, you don't want mold in any restaurant that you're eating in, especially where they're preparing the food and stuff. So, come on, China Bridge. I mean, get it together, get it cleaned up, and I've eaten there. Matter of fact, used to live in the Woodlands, and I know the place. I know where it's at, and the food is good. Just need a little work on their inspection report there. And the last one is Van Thong Chinese here in Conroe, and they scored 88%. And this is one that I don't see too often, but every now and then you run into this. It says the ice machine has pink slime. To me, that doesn't sound attractive. Doesn't sound appealing. So let's get the pink slime cleaned up out of the ice machine, and get things right. Okay. So that's the restaurant reports. By the way, I wanted to add one little thing here too. You can request these reports if you go into a restaurant. A lot of times they have the reports, on file, and you can request it and see what's going on. All right. Quickly here. Dick, the engineer man, is telling me I've got a little bit of time left. The grocery ads, I'm looking at Kroger's, and guess what? They have strawberries and they have raspberries on sale. Two great sources of antioxidants there. Talked about broccoli earlier. They have broccoli on sale as well, and produce going on here. Let's see what else we got. Bananas. Bananas, a great source of potassium, a great way to kick off the day and everything like that. So check out the grocery ads. Again, they come out every Wednesday. You can find those online as well. If you go into the store, pick one up as you're walking inside. They're usually right by the front door, and see what's on sale, see what's healthy, and take care of you and your family. So I'd like to thank you for listening to the Health Hour today. It's already time to wrap up the show, and we'll be back next week with a whole new show. So have a great week out there, and by all means, make some healthy choices. Look out for you and your family, and see you back here next week. Thank you.